Alrighty, folks, we are going to do our best to introduce an economic term and bring it to life in the real estate market. In order to have this conversation, I need to bring on the great Lance Lambert. Housing. How you doing, sir?
Good. Housing. Although this week it's football. Week one, the first game, Chiefs Lions tonight, and then the Bengals play at the Browns. So I'm driving up to Cleveland on Sunday.
And you are obviously a Bengals fan. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yep. Lifelong suffering Bengals fan. Yep. Been
Fair
been a
enough.
little good lately, but yeah.
There you go. There you go. Well, you are a true fan, so I appreciate that. Enjoy, be safe. Some of those away games can be pretty rough on fans, so protect yourself at all times.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. And so today, trading down cost, how do you kind of view that?
Well, it's interesting on my daily financial news for August 7th, or yeah, September 7th. Wow, September 7th. I talked about some stats from Las Vegas. I'll go over them in a minute, but I think we really need to appreciate that this might be a national trend. So in Las Vegas, it was reported in the Las Vegas news that condo and townhouse prices are now at a record high. They're about
Mm, yeah.
2,500 bucks higher than the previous record, which was May of last year, where single family homes went down last month and are still below the peak of last year. So why is this? Well, affordability sucks, as we
Yeah.
all know, but there is still a need for housing. So I think
Yeah.
what is happening is consumers are trading down. Maybe they
Yeah.
want a home, but they can't afford it, or
And I'm
that's
pulling
too
up some
just
data for Vegas too.
yeah. So I think this is very interesting because again, a lot of the crash bros and people that are negative on housing are like, it's unaffordable out there. Nobody can buy a single family home. Well, there is this thing called trading down. And in stores, you can think about it. You buy the name brand toothpaste or pasta sauce or whatever, and then when things get tight, you trade down to the store
Yeah.
brand. In real estate, it's going single family to condo or townhouse. And again, I'll have to go from memory, but the townhouse condo price was like 260 grand, where the
Mhm.
median for a single family home was like 440. So
Interesting.
a noticeable drop from
Yeah.
uh
And the trend has been, and really this whole year, the trend is a run on relative affordability.
correct.
So whether it's the more affordable markets, the Midwestern places, Kansas City, Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, Columbus, Lexington, those types of places are all at the upper end for appreciation this year
Right.
relative to the more expensive markets. And then within markets, we've definitely seen the luxury end struggle more price softening, the middle little mixed story, and then the bottom, a lot of these places are hitting all-time highs.
Right.
And we see people going for smaller homes. And so and then also a run on affordability to the builders, the one
Hmm.
player in the market that can do things like mortgage rate buy downs, like locking a 4 or 5% rate, money
Yeah.
at close. So affordability has gotten deteriorated to a degree we haven't seen in 3 4 decades. And it's happened at a very rapid speed. And so we aren't at the most unaffordable housing market ever. That's still the early 80s, but the
Right.
deterioration is really unique that we saw last year. And so it's just a run to affordability wherever they can find it, whether it be the markets, uh, cutting expectations, or getting smaller homes too. That's been the story of the 2023 housing market, and it's surprised a lot of the people who are like, oh, the cost to buy a home has went up 50%, 60%, 70% monthly payments within 12, 18 months, prices have to fall. Well, it's like not necessarily. It's all about that supply demand equilibrium.
Mhm.
And in some of these parts of the market, the equilibrium is actually seeing more demand move up than, or more demand come into it, and supply also pull back. And so that's given some of these lower tier, maybe some of the condominiums, cheaper things, more buyer demand. And it's also bringing in more buyer demand with higher credit scores into that
Yes.
lower part too. It's,
Exactly.
affluent, it's just pushing them down. And this is the story of residential housing even before we were alive. This is just how it works. People
Yeah.
change expectations based on affordability.
Yeah. And again, a lot of folks that are kind of negative on housing keep screaming unaffordability is, it's 150% worse or whatever it is than 2 years ago, which again, mathematically is true, but also means very little because you can trade down. And again, and
Yeah.
we're seeing a trade down, you know, pretty significantly. And again, it's a supply demand balance. So when you trade down to condos and townhomes in Vegas, which again, maybe wasn't being built 2 years ago because everything was single family 2 years ago. So there's not a ready supply. Then they come in and I think it was Ali Wolf just did a survey of builders' expectations for next year. And not to steal her thunder, but she's like, build, baby, build.
Yeah.
And my guess is a lot of that product mix, as we've talked about in the past, will be smaller than it was in 2021 and 2022. So again, builders are pivoting to where the market is ready for them,
And not as nice.
and not as nice. Exactly.
Yeah, they're going to
Exactly.
cut corners because, they want to maintain margin. And, some of those buy downs people will pay through other means to get them.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think the story could have been a little different if we had had the same type of builder backlog that we had in the mid 2000s, which was with
Mhm.
a lot of single family spec homes. This
Yeah.
time around, we have a bigger amount of units under construction, but it's multifamily.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's
The
just a
mix.
different, yeah. And so there is going to be more softening on in some of the multifamily areas, and we're already
Agreed.
seeing, and we've actually seen outright multifamily rents decline in some of these markets. But I think even with rents, it's very important to keep in mind big difference between single family rents and these multifamily rents.
Yeah, I keep trying to get people to understand that. Again, the desire of folks, most folks, is to live in a single family home, front yard, backyard, garage, all that stuff. And if you're in if you're at the point of life where you want a home and you can't afford it, you can trade down to a condo or townhouse, or you can rent.
Yeah.
And that's just where we are in this cycle. So
And single family rents are actually desirable for a lot of people because they can't get into some of these neighborhoods that have the schools they want because, well, one, there's only single family homes in those markets. And then two, a lot of them can't afford to buy right now. And the math is
yeah,
skewed in a way, the rent to buy math is skewed in a way that financially it makes a lot of sense for people to rent. And so
totally
there's
agree.
that demand for single family rentals.
Yeah. It is going to be really interesting to watch the housing market. Again, a lot of folks, you could do yourself a favor by not only listening to the bears, but realize there's a lot of things that work inside an economy, like trading down, like you change markets, you could rent versus buy. There's just a lot of things going on. It's a complex thing. So, Lance, where can people follow you and read what you put out?
Yeah, if they want to follow me, they can Google Lance Lambert Fortune, and they'll find my article page on Fortune. News Lambert, they can find me on Twitter or on Threads, or every Thursday they can come to your YouTube channel and find me here.
Awesome, buddy. Appreciate you.